big money, institutional money is moving into Pokemon cards, TCGs in general, I probably should say. Collecticon has been sold, bought by, technically it's the Mari Group, which is from what I understand, it's a holding company for TKO, which is operated by its executives Ari Emanuel and Mark Shapiro. So kind of big news. I mean, Collecticon's obviously a big deal. One of the biggest vending shows. Oh, I think the biggest vending show in the country. So yeah, it's just kind of just another example of how crazy the hobby is getting. Big, serious money moving into Pokemon. I know Collecticon's not all Pokemon, right? But the last time I checked, I think it was like 90% Pokemon at Collecticon, like 10% sports and other TCGs, Yu-Gi-Oh, One Piece, all these things. But that's kind of big news. I mean, I'd love to hear from you guys down in the comments. How do you feel about it? Because my initial feelings when I heard that Collecticon was sold, bought by institutional money, big money, whatever you want to call it. Do I love it? No. Do I hate it to the point where I'm thinking about it all the time? No. Honestly, I'm kind of like, who cares? I don't know. That might be like depending on where you're at in the hobby, that might be like a weird take. Who cares? I'm kind of like, who cares, to be honest? Because is it going to affect what I'm doing? I don't know if it will. My Pokemon Card Business, how I like to buy, collect, invest. I don't know if it's going to affect that. Could it affect it in the future? Yes. But one thing I don't do usually is worry about things I can't control. So can I control who buys Collecticon? Can I control institutional money moving into the Pokemon hobby? No, I cannot. Neither can you. Nobody can, right? Institutional money is going to do what it wants to do. And I guess good for those guys who got a bag for selling Collecticon, to be honest with you. And from what I understand, they're still going to operate Collecticon. It's still going to go on, whatever, as scheduled. It's still going to be this, from what I understand, I'm not sure, it's still going to be the same old Collecticon. But I guess some things could change. Like when institutional money goes into things, like, right, they're going to want like a little bit of return on their investment, right? So they're not going to buy Collecticon and not change anything. Things are going to change. Potential things that could change, I guess. These are all just ideas, right? The price per table at Collecticon could definitely go up. Ticket prices. They could throw more events. They could do, more cities, whatever. They could do international stuff. Like there's plenty of ways where they could grow Collecticon to get a return on their investment. So I don't know. It's strange. It's strange when you talk about serious money coming into Pokemon, because I feel like most people aren't too thrilled with it. And I guess the more I think about it, the more I think about how this might be just a sign that, as much as I really don't want it to be, it might be a sign that we're just like early in all of this, right? So like for the past year and a half, I would say a year and a half ago, I was like, wow, stuff's really picking up, right? Like the hobby is getting some steam here. And that doesn't compare at all to what's happening now. Collecticon being bought, Ascended Heroes, and Prismatic Evolutions, Destined Rivals, Booster, all these things that are happening in the hobby. Yeah, the market price on everything being the way it is, it's stuff's changing, and whether institutional money is going to make that worse, I don't know. I don't think it's going to make it better. I'll say that. I guess what it could do is it could make it better for maybe businesses, to be honest. And the reason I say that is because if we're early in this, which institutional money moving into collectibles and TCGs and Pokemon in particular, because Pokemon is the most popular TCG, um, man, yeah, it could be a net positive for businesses because again, if we're early in this market, in this hobby, then more money rolling in. I know big money could always accumulate at the top, right? Like it could leave the little guys out. The big money could come in, you know, big box stores, like big LGSs, all that money could just move to the top, and those smaller mom and pop LGSs could really get left behind. That's a possibility. But you don't know because, well, nobody knows because it hasn't happened before. Like we had never had a market like this before in Pokemon. So how it's going to affect, the normal LGS, your normal online Pokemon card store, maybe it affects their ability to get whatever allocations from their distributors, um, the possibility of them just acquiring product in general if big money's moving in, and that product's going somewhere else. It's going to these like, you know, I could just see small mom and pop LGSs it getting harder and harder for them, which I do not want to happen. And kind of the stores who have already made it, I can see it like just snowballing to the top. But I don't know that. I don't know that. It's just speculation, to be honest. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. I'd love to hear other people's opinions on institutional money moving into the hobby because from what I hear, nobody really wants it, but obviously nobody really knows how it's going to affect. Um, well, again, the average collector, the average investor, your local LGS, your local, your favorite online store, all these things. So it's interesting. It's very interesting. The market's on fire. I mean, Ascended Heroes, the booster bundles just dropped recently. They're like 80, selling for like 84, 88, 82 average price on TCG Player. They're like in the 80s, right? And the bundles just dropped. Singles, like we've never seen before, singles prices released high, right? So what do? Collectors out there, what do? Pre-sale prices, you definitely don't buy pre-sale cards, right? They're way too high. Pre-sale prices, you skip it, release, usually all the product drops. Ascended Heroes, not all the product dropped, which potentially could be part of the problem here. But anyway, the product drops, more cards get put out to the market. That $500 card drops down to whatever, 300, 400, 250, and then more product comes to the market, that price stabilizes. Okay, it's holding strong with that price. Now you want that card, now you pick up that card. Same with sealed product. Not happening for these singles and Ascended Heroes. The Pikachu in the Forest, which is, by the way, an amazing card. I don't want to fall victim to the new set, best set, newest Pikachu card, best Pikachu card, but that is way, way up there for one of my favorite Pikachu cards of all time. It is an awesome card. That card's like $1,000 now. I think on release. I'm trying to remember the price of that card on release. It was like in the 400s, I think. And I'm like, okay, cool. This card might like hit like 200. I might be able to pick this card up at like $200, which is like a price I'd be willing to pick it up at. No, $1,000. The Gengar's 1,400. The Dragonite's like high 800s, almost $900 for the Dragonite, which is a beautiful card as well, by the way. Man, I don't know though. But I do have a question to pose at the end of this video. We'll wrap it up here soon. Are we early in Pokemon? Which is an insane thing to say. This thing's been going crazy for like a year and a half. And with everything that's happening with Ascended Heroes, it almost feels like we're still early in this thing. Like the new normal might be set. Like, are we ever going to see sub 100 booster boxes again? The longer this goes on, it's a lot harder to say, yeah, I think we'll get back to that point. In my opinion, I think we're still early in this. Like, I don't see any slowdown happening at all, especially this year. Um, the only thing I can think about that could slow this hobby down right now is Gen 10. And that's just because traditionally that's what happens, right? A new gen gets released, a new era of Pokemon gets released. Nobody likes the Pokemon. Nobody wants the booster boxes. Scarlet and Violet base set all over again. Scarlet and Violet, Paldea Evolved, Obsidian Flames. Nobody wanted that stuff when it first came out. Now everybody loves it. Now all those boxes are, high 200s, $400 and $500 boxes. So, interested to hear from you guys. What do you think? Are we still early in this or not? Let me know down in the comments. If you're looking to pick up some Pokemon cards, ChasePacksTCG.com is the website. Like, subscribe, all the good things, and we'll catch you in the next one.